Inoue, I'm proud of him. He's from Japan in Asia.
Your prediction, how does the fight end? Manny Pacquiao Barrios. Decision or knockout?
Oh, I think a knockout. I think a knockout. Yeah, and I'm not just saying that because
What round?
I'll probably say mid, like late, probably 8 to 10.
Later in the fight?
I'll give that gap to 8.
Naoya Inoue recently visited Manny Pacquiao's training camp as Pacquiao prepares for his fight against Mario Barrios. Pacquiao praised Inoue's impressive achievements and highlighted how Inoue's fighting style reminds him of his own when he was...
Inoue, I'm proud of him. He's from Japan in Asia, in our place. So his style is like when I was young, like 15, like when I was 115, 122, 108. Inoue is he can fight in different division. If you want my advice how to do what to do, I can give him advice.
You can get him to 8 divisions.
I don't know. 8 division is hard to accomplish with it.
Younger, he spoke highly of Inoue's discipline, speed, and skill, saying he is proud of everything Inoue has accomplished and considers him a true representative of elite boxing. Manny Pacquiao recently told the media that he ranks Naoya Inoue above Gervonta Davis, underscoring that Inoue's blistering speed is the decisive factor. Pacquiao emphasized that in modern boxing, velocity and lightning-quick reflexes are paramount, and Inoue exemplifies this attribute. He commended the Japanese stars.
Manny Pacquiao was asked who he thought would win against Gervonta Davis versus Naoya Inoue, and he says, "He fights like I used to." In a media scrum for his shock world title return against Mario Barrios, which I still can't believe is happening. He's 46 years old. I don't know why Mario Barrios signed. Obviously, everyone wants to fight a legend, but like, he's 46. You know what I mean? He could be your dad. But yeah, 8 division world champion Manny Pacquiao was asked to predict what he believes would happen if Davis and Inoue were to face each other at some point in the future. Inoue is fast. Inoue's style is like when I was young. I would definitely have to say not so much similar. I just feel like Pacquiao was a little bit more wilder. Inoue seems to have more compact, tighter punches, if that makes sense. But I can see the similarities in a sense that way. But yeah, I think, I don't know, it's hard. That's a lot of weight to cover. So I don't know who'd win that, honestly. Who do you guys think would win?
Ability to launch combinations so swiftly that opponents struggle to mount adequate counter-responses, reaffirming that athletic speed remains the most effective path to dominance in the ring. Further expanding on his admiration, Pacquiao recognized not only Inoue's rapidity, but also his significant punching power. He expressed confidence that against Gervonta Davis, Inoue's well-rounded skill set would prevail, highlighting both speed and strength. He noted Inoue's uncanny ability to finish fights. In the middle rounds, through these remarks, Pacquiao made clear how highly he holds Inoue's talents and why he deems him one of the most complete fighters in boxing today. In a candid moment.
Still watch boxing now? You're still into it? Do you enjoy watching boxing?
Yeah, because boxing is my passion, so that's why I'm enjoying watching boxing.
Do you have a favorite fighter now that's active?
Right now, Asian, like Naoya Inoue,
amazing fighter.
Yeah, he's a good fighter, and I hope that he will accomplish in different weight division also.
Yeah, he probably will. Such a quality fighter.
Pacquiao named Naoya Inoue as his current favorite boxer. He emphasized how Inoue embodies the essence of what boxing should be: aggression tempered with movement, charisma on the inside, and calculated precision. Pacquiao explained that Inoue reminds him of his own prime in his 20s, someone who never stayed still and imposed pressure through unrelenting footwork. As fans eagerly await Manny Pacquiao's July 19th return to the ring against WBC champion Mario Barrios.
Not like other fighters are doing right now,
He's faster than any 26-year-old. He runs faster than he's running with a bunch of lions, like young, hungry lions, and he's outpacing. Like today, he ran to hitting record speed. I drove, he ran, and he got there like 1 minute after me.
Yeah, I just heard he did like an hour 25 minutes running uphill.
And then shadow
uphill.
boxing, then 1,600 sit-ups.
So that's something, you know, that some of us at this age are like, you know, we kind of, you're not seeing people doing that. So it's like
15 and 118. He could have fought 150, 118 on the same day and become a 10 without giving away the game plan, because you're in the gym with him, obviously. Give me your prediction. How does the fight end? Manny Pacquiao Barrios. Decision or knockout?
Oh, I think a knockout. I think
For
a
Manny?
knockout. Yeah, and I'm not just saying that because
What round?
I'll probably say mid, like late, probably 8 to 10. I'll say
Later
8
in
to
the
10. I'll
fight?
give that gap, the 8 to 10 gap. I'll say around there. And I'm saying I'm calling a right hand. I'm calling a right hand. You know,
How hard does he hit?
You know, he's a solid dude. That's what I can say. That's what I can say. He's a solid guy.
The Filipino icon is undergoing a rigorous training camp, with a world title hanging. In the balance, he has reunited with longtime trainer Freddie Roach and committed to a punishing regimen, whether it's shadow boxing, high-intensity interval drills, or weights. Pacquiao's focus remains unwavering. Insiders say he is striving to return, not simply for a nostalgic farewell, but as a contender ready to reclaim his place among the elite. One of Pacquiao's sparring partners recently projected a decisive 8th-round knockout against Barrios. He praised Pacquiao's sustained quickness.
You're 30, he's 46, hasn't fought in 4 years. Like, in your mind, how do you see the fight going? How are you going to beat Manny, or what do you see yourself doing to him?
Yeah, I just had to use, all of that, like the, as busy as I've been in my career, the attributes I have, the skill set I have, the youth is on my side. So it's my job just to go in there, use all of that again, just make sure, I still walk out holding that title. I said, at the end there, it's kill or be killed. I know, if he has been hurt at any point, he's gonna be the same way. Like I said, it's just my job, just to work on everything. Me and my team have been, training and drilling, these last couple weeks, and finish off these next 6, as best as we can, so I could go in there come fight night and still retain the title.
All right, guys.
Remarkably, he believes Pacquiao still outpaces many of his opponents in their physical prime. The sparring camp reportedly features high tempo rounds, where Manny's sharp counters and slick footwork leave younger partners on the back foot. This confidence showcases the belief within his camp that speed remains his greatest equalizer. Mario Barrios has responded with a determination to the narrative around his age disadvantage. At 30, he says he has youth on my side, openly acknowledging.
When Frank can speak to it far more eloquently than I can. I think it's a disgraceful decision. I think it's a appalling decision. I mean, the WBC make lots of appalling decisions, and I'm not a big fan of them. But the fact of the matter is Pacquiao is a legend of the sport. I don't know why they'd want to do it, whether it's the fees that they get as a result of it, or whether it's the publicity. Boxing is in a brilliant position right now because of the Frank Warrens in the world and the relationships that he's developed over the last couple of years with the Saudis. That's opened the door for everybody else. We're getting brilliant fights. We don't need to rehash somebody that's forming against a world champion who isn't a great world champion, but that's not the point. The optics of this, the reality of this, there's no necessity for it besides the WBC doing it for, I think, illegitimate reasons.
Why? I mean, Frank, you know the sport inside out. It seems to me, why does boxing always seem to allow for these kind of stories to manifest themselves?
Well, it's not boxing doing it, it's the governing body. I mean, it's their title and they decide who can fight for their title, so that rests with the governing body. I mean, for me, George Foreman came back, but he came back at an old age and won the title at 50 years. He was 50 years of age when he fought. You look at
but he didn't go straight into a world title fight though, did he, Frank? He built up.
That's the point I was going to make. You come in and you test the water. Go straight in for a...
Pacquiao's legendary status, but refusing to be overshadowed, Barrios emphasized that this assignment against a 46-year-old legend is not a soft test, and he intends to challenge Manny in all aspects, speed, stamina, and ring craft. His confidence reflects a champion unwilling to let experience intimidate him. Oscar de la Hoya, who shared a storied rivalry with Pacquiao, praised Manny's decision to take on Barrios at this stage of his career. He commended the fight as more than a sporting contest. It represents the courage to seek meaningful confrontation. Not easy wins. De la Hoya noted that Barrios is a credible opponent with a proven record.
He's fighting for the WBC welterweight title. That's July the 19th in Vegas, ironically. What did you make of that news when you heard it?
Well, it's boxing today, innit? To be honest with you, boxing's, if you can let a 58-year-old Mike Tyson box a Jake Paul, then Manny Pacquiao coming back at 46 doesn't look too bad, does it? But Manny is coming back though. You know, Tyson was coming back fighting Jake Paul. Manny's come back fighting for the world title. But, and I say this with love, you know, how has Manny got his world title shot? He's been retired 6 years. He can't. He's got that on our previous successes, hasn't he? You know, to walk straight after being retired so many years ago, straight into a world title fight. How is that allowed possible? What happened? Surely he must have been dropped out of the rankings when he retired. All of a sudden he decided to make a comeback. They put him straight in at #1 contender. I think only boxing can answer that.
I think did you say fifth, Joe? He's been already placed fifth in the world ranking.
You know, when you've been retired years, and you know, and your previous, he was a hell of a fighter a few years back, but we don't know what he's going to be like today. So you know, you like to think he'd have a couple of warm-up fights so we can say, yeah, and then get him in. But boxing these days, I think the money's everything in it.
You fought both, obviously. In your opinion, who's better? Who's tougher?
I think Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, I think Floyd Mayweather. I mean, and that sounds rich because he absolutely was probably one of the most brutal knockouts in boxing history, I'd say. You know what I mean? When I see him getting knocked out by Pacquiao on Instagram or YouTube or anything like that, it's in the top 10 of the most destructive knockouts of all time.
Yeah.
But I was a little bit past myself back in the day. You know, I'd had one or two. You know, I wasn't a master of defence like Floyd Mayweather. I'd take 4 to get one in sometime.
And thus Pacquiao is not merely chasing headlines, but cementing his legacy through genuine competition. Undefeated contender Rolly Romero added an intriguing dimension, stating that, regardless of the outcome, Pacquiao's status as a legend remains untouchable. Romero even voiced interest in meeting Manny in the ring next, suggesting such a matchup would electrify fans worldwide. Romero's comments framed the bout as a symbolic passage, where a legend vis-a-vis looks on hungrily. Combat analyst Ryan Campbell assessed Pacquiao's return.